Good day, everyone. This is Bob Keebler, and welcome to Tactical and Strategic Roth Conversions in 2020. It's my honor to be here with you and with Western CPE. Today, we're going to talk about basically the efficacy of Roth conversions. And there's a lot going on this year that will help you justify Roth conversions. Notably, the volatility of the market combined with the CARE strategy really creates some unique opportunities. So let's focus in on that. Obviously, if the market's down, we're going to want to convert to the Roth. That's easy. Now, the CARE strategy turns virtually everyone's regular IRA that would have been paid out over life expectancy into something that's going to be paid out over a 10-year period of time. In my mind, this is very, very big. And converting to a Roth from the time I'm 60 to the time I die at 85 is a wonderfully powerful thing. That's what we really need to understand. Now, the Secure Act, basically we get into these new postmortem payout rules, and we're also going to look at Roth conversions as one of the best solutions to the 10-year payout. Now, market volatility in the CARES Act. Recognize that taxable income is determined based on the value of the assets on the day of conversion. So if I had a stock that was down during all this volatility, and I converted at $30 a share, and then it jumped back up to its post coronavirus price of $60 a share, that extra growth is going to be now in my Roth IRA. That's a great thing, obviously. Now, remember, all of the recovery is sheltered from future income tax, but also recall that undoing the conversion is no longer possible. We can no longer do recharacterization. So if you want to write that down, no more recharacterization. So this is a big deal. You can still recharacterize contributions, the $6,000 contribution, but you can't recharacterize a conversion. Under the CARES Act, interestingly enough, there is a temporary waiver of RMDs. This is powerful. And RMDs are not required in 2020. As a matter of fact, the government just issued a notice, 2020-51, where they allow you to put all of your RMDs back into the IRA. The restriction on that, unfortunately, is August 31st cutoff. Now, this includes those who must take their first RMD in 2020, and it also includes inherited IRAs. Under pre-secure law, what were we up against, okay? So IRAs could be paid out over the longest possible period of time, and that would really increase the wealth transfer to future generations. However, that's the old law. There's still some people that can get a longer payout, but they're few and far between, and we'll go through that specific group of people. This is a chart you should be able to use for pre-secure payouts. What am I talking about here? What I'm talking about here is anyone that died on 12/31/2019 or earlier would still use this chart. So in this chart, we go through and we look at if it goes to your spouse. Now, a spouse could do a rollover last year and can still do a rollover in 2021, 22, 23, no problem. 2020 also. Or a spouse can leave everything in an inherited IRA. Robert Keebler deceased for the benefit of Bonnie Keebler. That's the purple box. And sometimes when the spouse is under 59.5, there is a very powerful advantage to doing that. We used to call that the spousal rollover trap, or the primary spousal rollover trap. Remember, this lady comes to see you, her husband just died, she's 52 years old, she has 3 children in college. He had $1 million in his IRA. The last thing you're going to want to do is put that whole million into a IRA in her name, a rollover, because why? Because then she's going to get penalized if she takes the money out. What we need to do is leave some of that in an inherited IRA, because then she can take the money out without the 10% penalty. So you're also looking at when an IRA was payable to a trust. If those trusts were drafted correctly, you could use life expectancy. Now, if the trust wasn't drafted correctly, then you get into two concepts. The one concept that's very important is the ghost concept. In the ghost concept, that simply means that I am going to be able to take distribute. If I'm the beneficiary, I'm going to take distributions over the theoretical life expectancy of the decedent. That occurred if somebody was past their required beginning date. If they died before their required beginning date without a designated beneficiary, they'd have the 5-year rule. We're going to come back to this. Don't worry about this too much yet. We'll get there. Now, the key is the 5-year rule and the ghost rule both survived. They both survived the secure bill.